Hello everyone and happy Halloween. This is Wisdom Cube here, and today I'm going to list off the 5 scariest moments from any cartoon I've seen thus far. Also, honorable mentions will be included, so let's get started. Number 5. Tommy regains his finger from Star vs. the Forces of Evil. And for a Disney Channel show, excuse me, this is definitely horrifying to watch. After Star and her mother return to Muni after witnessing Toffee return, Star manages to use the whispering spell to go into the realm of magic, which is all corrupted, which in itself is horrifying, and discovers that Toffee is there, and Toffee offers a trade, his finger for Star, and after he regains it, we see an example of body horror, which is really disturbing. Yeah, you see the skin of Toffee slowly regenerate over the possessed Ludo's body, and it's really disgusting. And even after that, he manages to vomit up Ludo, and from there manages to decimate the rage-driven Moon and Marco with ease, and just proceed to walk away. And although Star and Ludo will later go on to defeat Toffee and Eclipso will get released, it was definitely one of the most terrifying in the series thus far. Number 4. Steven shatters Jasper from Steven Universe. Now, even though this is the first murder I'm going to be including on this list, it's kind of dimmed down. But I'll get into dimmed down part later. After Steven runs away after the events of Mr. Universe and not wanting to tell Garnet, Amethyst, and Pearl about what's happening to him due to his pink outbursts, he goes to Jasper, and in exchange for wanting Jasper to control his powers, he'll give her the rematch she's been wanting. And after 3 days of training, Steven challenges Jasper to that rematch. And although since Steven was able to win that fight, he ends up doing the one thing he would never do, and that is shatter a gem. Yep, he shattered Jasper on screen, and although this was a scary moment, even more scary than Steven turning into a monster, spoilers, sorry, it was kind of dimmed down a bit since he was able to rush back, and using the essence of the other 3 diamonds, he manages to restore Jasper to life. So it's kind of dimmed down a bit, but it's still a scary moment nonetheless. Number 3, Evil Morty wins from Rick and Morty. Where do I even begin with this guy? After Rick and Morty parted ways in the first half of the 5 parts, and the 2-part season 5 finale, Rick and Morty go to the Citadel, and after de-aging Morty back to normal, they meet the president of the Citadel, which is Evil Morty, and none of them knew. Yeah, none of them knew. And he reveals his plan to destroy the central finite curve, this thing that connects all of the realities of Rick's abusive behavior, and Rick's trying to justify said behavior, and destroy the Citadel too. And Rick and Morty weren't able to stop him. And what made things worse is that to power the Citadel's destruction, as well as the central finite curve's destruction, Evil Morty rigs the portal system so that if any Rick and Morty try to leave, they get killed in the most brutal ways. And although Rick and Morty and several other Ricks and Mortys managed to escape in the end, Evil Morty actually wanted to escape into a multiverse where, where Rick isn't the smartest person in the galaxy. And he actually won. Yeah, he actually won. And yeah, this is gonna be kind of a trend when I go down this list. So moving on, number 2, the evil Danny timeline from Danny Phantom. And now, I was considering the Cat Blanc timeline from Miraculous Ladybug, but since I saw this first, and since Evil Danny wasn't erased from the timeline, I'm including this since I saw this first. So, in this timeline, Danny cheats on his version of the AST test, and once Mr. Lancer finds out about it, he, along with his family, along with his friends Sam and Tucker, confront him. They're at the Nazi Burger, which explodes, killing Mr. Lancer, the Fentons, and Sam and Tucker, and Danny was alone until he moved in with Vlad, and he asked Vlad to rip out his ghost half in order to feel emotions again. And that takes a turn for the worse, because after Danny's ghost half is removed, he removes Vlad's ghost half, fuses with it, proceeds to destroy Danny's future self, along with destroying the manor that Vlad owned, and for a decade straight proceed to spread a swath of death and destruction from not just here, from also the Ghost Zone. So you have to take that into consideration that for a decade straight, Evil Danny actually won. And although his past self managed to defeat him in the end, it's definitely a long-lived villain victory. Now, on to those honorable mentions. Everything about Meg's home life, from Family Guy, from being shot to stabbed to blown up. Yeah. This is definitely not the life no child should have to go through. Bill unleashes Armageddon from Gravity Falls. Yeah, although he was, stomach is growling. Although Bill was defeated in the end, he actually accomplished what he set out to do, although it was brief. And we see the full ramifications of Armageddon, even though it wasn't spread out into the world. From madness bubbles to people getting turned to stone, to Bill almost killing Dipper and Mabel. The ending of True Colors from Amphibia. Just all of it. I don't think I need to go into context since you've probably seen what has happened. And finally, Jack kills a human for the first time from Samurai Jack. This was definitely one of the most shocking I've ever seen. And since I've seen ending of Samurai Jack before Steven Universe Future, I was considering this, but since I kind of like Steven Universe more, like a bit more, I kind of like, yeah. Sorry, Samurai Jack fans, you got robbed. But hey, at least you got an honorable mention. And finally, number 1, Invictus is free from final space. Now, for context, I'm going to go into this from recapping the events that led up to this, starting with the scene from the last episode. After Ash overhears Avocado reveal to Gary that he killed Little Cato's parents, the king and queen of Antrexia, Ash finally goes off the deep end. Like, she throws Gary and Avocado into space, reveals the truth to Little Cato, and takes him to Invictus, and it just gets nuts from there. Like, for starters, Avocado does reveal that he did, in fact, kill Little Cato's parents, and yeah, from there, it just like emotionally destroyed Little Cato. Like, no one should be able to hear that their parents were killed by their adoptive father. So, for any adoptive people out there, if you have killed or were responsible for the deaths of the real child's parents, don't adopt their child. I'm sorry for that. Too soon, I know. But yeah, from there, it just gets crazier from there because the Lord Commander arrives, and thanks to his intervention, Gary, Avocado, Little Cato, and Hugh manage to escape, but they're not out of the woods yet because Ash notices this, and she uses her powers to stop them from escaping final space to a hyper transdimensional bridge. Wow, that is a mouthful to say. But Mooncake actually manages to stop her, but this turns out to be really bad because Ash manages to absorb Mooncake's powers, and that is the final key to free Invictus, which, side note, Ash does this to spite Gary from, quote-unquote, taking everything away from her, and now she's returning the favor. And Invictus is free now, and in his awakening, I guess you can count it, you can call it that, I think he vaporizes Mooncake and Ash in the process. And as a side note, he imprisons the Lord Commander in a cube, kind of similar to what Bolo was imprisoned before he was freed and subsequently killed by the Lord Commander. And now Gary and his friends will have to fight Invictus. And what makes this even more horrifying is that after this episode aired, a few months later, it was revealed that Olin Rogers and the crew of Final Space has canceled the show. Yeah, he's canceled the show after 3 seasons. And because of its cancellation, we'll never find out what happens to the Final Space crew. So, I think that beats all the moments on this list because it got canceled after such a big downer cliffhanger ending. So, yeah, I don't think I need to go into consideration of of the ramifications of Final Space's cancellation. So, let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think are the top 5 scariest cartoon moments in this, and in your opinion? Did you like the list? And if you didn't, please let me know in the comments down below what your 5 scariest moments are. I'm Nick, I'm back. I'm Wisdom Cube. I'm back. Stay safe.